Um, Hi, I'm Dave Shipper, and today I have Shauna in a dress with me, and we're
It's
talking.
Shanna.
Oh, Shanna! Oh,
Yeah,
Shanna in a dress. Shauna would be with a W in there. That's
totally.
right, totally. Uh, Shanna, how are you doing during the pandemic? What have you been up to? Have you changed around? I've been following you a little. You've added some Patreons, and you've been real excited about where your status is on that.
Yeah, actually, in the beginning of the pandemic is when I launched the Patreon.
It was.
So, yeah, and I decided, well, if I can't play live gigs, what else can I do? And as an independent musician, there's a million other things you can do. And so all of the online presence stuff that I'd been neglecting, I decided to dig deeper in. So now I'm doing weekly YouTube videos and weekly live streams, and I am inching closer to releasing a live album and my studio album. And
Ooh,
yeah, I feel like there's a big laundry list of things that I've been focusing on.
I caught a couple of the Wednesday ones. They're very well produced.
Thank you. That's not of no credit of my own. I can't speak. But yeah, I had a friend help me with some. Anytime you see a low quality cell phone video, that's one I made.
Well, that's okay too. All sorts. It does take all sorts in there, and it's fun to just kind of keep your audience fed with something, and keep them engaged. You have quite a few YouTube followers too. I've never seen somebody with 700 subscribers before. So
Really? That's funny. I
well,
feel like in the YouTube game, I'm like a baby. So I'm glad you think that's impressive.
well, it's impressive in the folk world. How about that?
Right, that's true. We're all afraid of YouTube, as I have been.
So now, getting back to our songwriting contest, A Face Like Yours, you actually only submitted one song, but you blew us away with that song. That is a dramatic song. Is it all true?
Um, First of all, thank you. Wait, was I supposed to submit more than one song?
No. Oh no, it was a 12-week long
Gotcha.
submission, and you were allowed. Everybody was allowed to submit one song a week. And when we
Oh.
saw yours, we said, "Ooh, a newbie," and it was like, "Oh wow, a great newbie."
Thank you. That's kind. Well, the story behind that song, actually, it started with a Facebook post from my drummer friend JJ, who drums on that track, and she lost her mom to dementia. Not, it wasn't actually dementia, but a dementia related illness. And she had posted this post on Facebook that touched me so much. It talked about that slow process of losing someone, especially someone, your mom, you know. Um, and hello, sunshine. Okay. Um, this is what happens when I try to catch the natural light of the window. But now I get cool shadows. But she talked about that moment of like the hope that one day her mom would just snap out of it. Like, and that I just couldn't think of anything more devastating. And I wanted to capture that in a song somehow. And then fast forward a few months, and I went to my dad's funeral. And dad, my mom's dad, my granddad's funeral. And I was like, I can accept this. He's old, it's his time. But then I looked over at my mom, and that's like what got me of like, that is your parent. You just lost your parent. And and he did die of dementia. And so the little moments, like my aunt put a dollop of pudding on my grandpa's tongue, and hours later it was still there. And that's the sign that you know. like your final minutes are coming. So I combined that experience with my grandpa with my friend JJ's post and filled out the details wherever my imagination wanted to go to make it real, and edited and edited and edited until every word of it was the feeling that I wanted, and that's how that song came to be.
Now, I saw that you were in Virginia honing your craft first, and you had posted someplace or talked someplace about how that environment you met so many uh, awesome songwriters, and they mentored you. Um, what would you what would you kind of like talk about from that period?
Hmm. Well, I feel like honestly, I would call it less mentorship and more community, but I definitely had a group of songwriting friends, and we would um, bounce new songs off of each other. I'm very entertained by this shadow right now.
I love this.
I just want to bring some visual interest to your show, artsy. Um, but I got to play with some really skilled musicians who would be the local backup band at the open mic, and um yeah, I don't know. I no matter where I am, I find that there's always songwriter community everywhere you go, and it's a great thing to seek out, and I don't think I would be doing this if I didn't have support of the community that I did in Virginia, or where who I have now in Boulder.
In Boulder, that's a wonderful community. I feel
Yeah.
like I should follow you.
There's the window.
Um, yeah, Boulder. I actually met Lori and I were on vacation, and we decided, well, let's go up to Boulder for a day. You know, because we didn't have plans. We had gone to see Shaky Graves in someplace I forget, and
Good choice.
then we were going to go down to see a Ray for the Riff Raft in Denver, and we had like an open day, and we ended up in Boulder, and that little mall area where people busk.
Yeah.
We ended up meeting two people I've always kept in contact with, and one of them I booked for my house concert, Caitlin Jemma. We,
How awesome.
we saw them both that night, and there's like two places. One of them's uh, kind of bohemian restaurant, and the other one's kind of like a kitchen with a back room. Uh,
Bohemian Beer Garden and the Laughing Goat is where I would guess you went.
yeah,
And I know Caitlin.
yeah. You know, Caitlin. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's really a cowboy spirit. Yeah,
Yep. She's great.
yeah, yeah. So we,
And she's
yeah,
not even Boulder, so you
oh, we
got
just happened
lucky.
to see her in Boulder. You know,
Yeah.
and Lori was shopping someplace, and I was walking through looking for a beer, and I overheard her, and
Hopefully you found a good beer too, because there's a lot of them.
yeah, there was some good beer on that thing, and then we came back and we kept talking, and it was a good time. Um,
This is killing me. Can I make this slightly more less distracting for your viewers? I don't think so.
you could spin around a couple times. Come on. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I have to ask you about your band name. I think I've heard the story, but other people haven't. So
Right. Well, my name is Shanna in a dress because I wear dresses. Today's dress is very cute. I mean, let's be real, they all are. And my real name is Shanna Hoar, which is awesome. And I use
HOAR. I've looked,
HOAR.
yeah, I've looked it up, but it is pretty funny to have a
It's
name.
great. I know. I kind of wish it was spelled with a W. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all right. We're just committing to the shadows.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I used to perform as Shanna Hoare, and I decided ultimately maybe it was holding me back. So even though I love my name, um, and I was like, do I want to give away something as stick in your brain
Yeah.
as Shanna Hoare? But Shanna in a dress is very true to who I am, and people are less afraid to pronounce it. So,
That, that's cool. And it is true to your nature. So you didn't make it up. And that's pretty cool.
yeah.
So you described a lot of your process when you were talking about the story behind Face Like Yours. Do you find yourself every day writing? Is it a process you really work hard at, or is it something you put on the schedule and do every other day? Or is it all impromptu, or is it
I
all of
wish
the above?
I wish I was that way. I wish I wrote every day and was really disciplined about it, but I tend to write when I'm inspired, when I have an idea. Um, I find that most of my songs are concept driven, not just like, I like this groove, let's come up with something to say because I want an excuse to use this groove. Like, usually my number one thing is like, I want to talk about I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that, or I want to tell this story. So um, that's harder, I think, to come up with on
But
the latter.
but then you're tapped into it because it's something you want to do. Yeah. I did love your second submission. I don't. By the time we bring this out, I'm hot or hot.
Hot,
I
hot.
forget exactly how it goes. The only risk with that song is, has man bod
Dad
become,
bod.
yeah, a dad bod, has that become an old cliche by now? It was like, but it
I,
was so funny.
I don't think it's cliche yet because every time I play that song, people say, I don't think I've ever heard someone talk about dad bods in a song before.
Yes, it was true to my heart.
I'm
My
glad.
son is 30 now, so I'm well past being a dad that I'm worrying about it.
You're still a
Uh,
dad.
well, yeah, but not walking around with a little kid, that type of thing. Now I'm ready to be the grandpa, and Lori tells him that all the time. So
I like your grandpa bod.
yeah.
That doesn't roll off the tongue.
um, well, I think I've hit all the songs. Now you're going to actually be close to lacrosse. You and I were talking earlier that now got a gig at the Trempealeau Hotel,
Hmm.
August 23rd on a Sunday.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
you were in transit between Baraboo and where? Iowa?
Baraboo and Cambridge, Illinois at that moment.
Wow. Well, that's not quite connecting the dots, but you'll get back and forth.
Yeah. Well, the cool part is that Sunday night I'm doing a virtual house concert.
Oh,
And so this is kind of a new creative thing. Instead of live streaming the show, this house series, which is called the Little Tree Concert Series, is having you do a pre recorded show that they'll air, and I'll be on the side chatting with the audience during
really?
the show. So that has been taking up like every second of my pre-tour time. Good thing I shut off my phone before this interview. Um,
And, and it's a good thing I told the cat he couldn't be in the room. Have you
yeah,
seen this
I
cat?
I welcome interruptions.
This
Oh
is my
my
30.
goodness!
This is my 30-pound cat, Hobbs.
Hi Hobbs, you are so fat.
Oh, but he's cute.
He's so
Oh, he's
cute.
cute. Yes.
Is he a cuddler?
What?
Is he a cuddler?
Yeah, at times, but you really don't want a 30-pound cat jumping on you too often, and he
Yeah,
does.
ouch.
Yeah, it hurts, especially in the middle of the night, and other places. So before your trip through Baraboo and um, Trempealeau, you had never played in Wisconsin, or had you been
That's
up here?
right. No, it'll be my
Really?
first time there.
Well, this is incredible. Right at the same time that we picked you. How did you find us for the folk fest? You were one of the later app submitted.
Right. I know Amanda Pascali. So since you had tagged her in one of the posts, I checked it out.
Oh, so you know Amanda and you know Caitlin. You are well connected, kid.
Kind of.
Hi. Well,
It's subjective.
any questions for me before we sign out? Because I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Trempealeau Hotel. I'll be
Oh, good.
definitely in attendance. What Amy's been doing at the Trempealeau Hotel is it's outside and everybody's socially distanced. If you go inside, you wear a mask to get your beer, come outside and enjoy the music.
Great.
So hopefully you have some good weather. You know, that's always the thing. And there's trains that go by. So when the train
Oh,
goes
good.
by, you just stop playing because nobody can hear you anyway.
Good to know. Maybe I'll write some train songs between now and then and
Well, that would be good.
practice them while no one can hear me and the train's going by.
Now, the other song that I thoroughly enjoyed was a recent post on your video. Oh,
Wanderlust?
it was almost one where you more like rapped a little.
Yeah, probably what's it going to be like?
A lot of words in that thing. You can remember all those words, huh?
Yeah, I like words. I like
And
playing with
where,
them.
and where does that come from? Where does that love of words come from?
I think it comes from word games. Like me and my mom were really competitive Boggle players. So, I do the New York Times crossword puzzle every day.
Oh,
Um,
really? Wow.
yeah, I'm a big
Okay.
crossworder.
Well, then,
And
yeah, that's a lot of individual words. I have to tell you that my wife and I have played much more Scrabble since the pandemic came back, and
good.
I had two full letter dumps this last time. You know, I started the game with all seven letters, and somewhere along the line, I had another opportunity. It was I cheat,
That's pretty.
but
Do you
yeah,
remember any of the words?
yeah, I don't remember.
Well, I would applaud you if you did. I'll applaud you anyway. Congratulations. I'm very impressed with that.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. So now that you look perfect in this light, and we're
Yeah.
just about at the end here now.
Yeah.
So any
No one will make it that far. They'll be like, "Ew, shadows. I'm signing off."
any other questions for us, for me or us?
Sure. So I had never heard of Great River.
Oh,
When does it happen? What's the vibe and who
yeah,
has
you know
like
we're
it?
a fairly small festival yet, even though we're 45 years old. We started
Wow.
we started back in either 76 or 77, and a friend of Pete Seeger's was a professor at the University of La Crosse. So the second year of its existence, they got Pete Seeger at the festival. So over time, they've had some really interesting legends play. You know, Tom Paxton has played here. Bob Gibson has played here. People who were legendary kind of Chicago folk people because we were drawing from that. But Lori and I lived in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, and we would come over across the state just to visit the Great River Folk Fest. Eventually, I got a job here in working out of Winona, Minnesota, and we've probably only missed 4 of the 45 years. So
Wow. So
um,
you're the perfect person to take it over.
yeah, you know, I kind of know the history, and I was just kind of like in the audience for most of my life, but the last 5 years I've been the fest chair. I think the last 6 years I've been on the committee. Instantly they said, well, you're the chair, Dave. It was a long, hard fought position, you know, but I made it, you know. But
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun. And this year with the pandemic, it's always at the weekend before Labor Day, or at least it has been for the last 15, 20 years. And we're going to maintain it the weekend after Labor Day. So that weekend, we're going to at least announce our songwriting contest winner, and it'll probably be from the Trempealeau Hotel, just because they'll have
Oh,
some
cool.
music that day. And if we either do it on Saturday, the funniest thing is Saturday night, that weekend. One of the songwriter finalists is playing that weekend, High and Rising, and you're playing the weekend before. This is like premier Great River Folk Fest advertising material. You will be advertised by us, that's for sure.
Okay, there you are.
Oh yeah, yeah. We froze for a second. Huh? So so that weekend we'll announce it and we'll try to do it live. So it'll be fun. And we have some great judges. We have actually a guy who has played the entire nation and has done songwriting contests at different festivals, including Kerrville. He's done some instruction. John Smith actually lives in Trempealeau, so we finagled him as one of the 8 judges. So because I said, John, you're not doing anything during the pandemic, are you? Can you be a judge? And he said, sure. But no, he's a good guy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you, Shanna. Did I say it right this time?
It was close.
It was close.
It rhymes with banana.
Oh, Shanna.
Shanna, yeah.
Shanna, well, yeah. See, I screw up words a lot of times, so don't be offended too much.
I'm so offended. Don't worry, when you grow up in the Hoar family, you're hard to offend.
Oh, okay, that's good. Um, all right, does that kind of cover you on the festival? Yeah, we've been around for a while.
I hope to come sometime.
Yeah, well, if you win, you definitely have to come, and if you don't, we still know each other. So you are a cool kid. So we're gonna try. So I'm gonna keep in touch with you. I'm looking forward to your release of your record.
Thanks, me too.
And it's 2 records. You're gonna have a live and a studio.
That's right. Yeah, the live one's gonna come out in the next month, and then studio, we'll see.
All right. I think if we don't stop talking pretty soon, I think my Zoom account, which is free, is going to cut us off. So, so it was really nice talking to you. Let me stop recording here.